up, y'all? Hey! Welcome back to y'all hearing this, the podcast.
That's right.
Edition.
Podcast.
Okay, we back here out in these streets.
That's right.
Okay, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? We back in these streets in this new year.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right. Please forgive the dog going
Listen, right, the dog's going cray in the background. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? They trying to be background singers.
Right.
They got to make a check too.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Just saying. Anyways, how's your new year been going so far?
Not too bad. Not too different.
Anything crazy or?
Well, yeah, not really. Yeah.
It really is like new.
Very new. Yeah. I'm doing having surgery towards the end of the month probably. Yeah. But don't worry, guys. We'll make sure there's plenty of stuff all set up for you guys. So and it's good things. So,
yes.
We'll get into that more.
We're gonna be good.
Yeah, later. But yeah. I know. I'm super excited.
I'm so excited. Ooh, let me off at you.
You know.
New year. What's up?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Brand new, yeah.
Brand new.
A new face. No, I'm kidding.
You know, and
face off.
It's like
take your face off. I'm gonna look like John Travolta.
Oh, I was gonna ask, do you want to look like John Travolta or Nicolas Cage? I would pick John Travolta.
Yeah, I think I would too. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's something about John.
Yeah.
Anyways, let me get back on topic.
I know.
My mouth watering. Ooh.
I know.
So for this week's theme, we chose to do a theme called Winter Days.
Yes.
Which is basically like, what are those songs that warm you up on those cold days? It's the new year and it's the month before the month of love.
That's
so it's
right.
like, what's warming you up and thawing you off to accept all that new love that's coming your way? You know
absolutely. Yeah, those songs that are kind of like a big warm hug, like a blanket sitting in front of a fire.
Catch me a blanket.
That's right. Comfy and cozy. Yeah.
With a glass of room chata on the rocks.
Oh, hello. That sounds delicious.
Next to a roaring fire.
That's right. On your bearskin rug.
Fake bearskin.
Fake bearskin. That's right.
Well, for my choice this week, I decided to pick a group which side note, shout out to all the new girl groups coming out.
Yeah.
You know, I know we featured Flo, who is coming from the UK, which is kind of behind the mind of MNEK, who is an incredible songwriter and artist. You know, and we have just so many, even in the K-pop arena, we got, you know, who are really making strides in the girl groups that are coming back, Blackpink. It's just all these girl groups that are coming out, and it just feels good, and it feels, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like re-energizing. It feels like, it just feels nice to just see some estrogen out there working together and singing, and dancing and all that stuff. Yep. So, but the group that I chose is a new group called the Shindellas.
It was super interesting.
Oh
I can't
my
wait
God.
to hear more.
Oh,
I like that. That kind of 60s girl group. Sign me up.
Yes, they are absolutely incredible. And, you know, just to give you guys a little background on them, the Shindellas are a talented female trio that includes Cassie Jones, depending on how you want to pronounce it, Stacey Johnson, and let's see, I want to say is it Tamara?
I'd say, Tamara, probably.
All right, so Tamara Shawnees, and they describe themselves as a new American soul band,
nice.
And that's how they describe their sound. And Tam says that it's everything you've ever heard and everything you've never heard.
Nice, I love it.
Yes, and behind the Shindellas are multi-platinum winning producers and songwriters Chuck Harmony and Claude Kelly, better known as Lois York. So kind of like to jump over to Chuck Harmony and Claude Kelly. They are really famous just songwriters, producers. They've done stuff together for Christina Aguilera. They've done stuff together for Kelly Clarkson. They've worked with Fantasia Barrino. They've worked with so many people. And as of recently, the Shindellas has always kind of been their background singers, but as like a collective, because Lois York created their own record label with it's like a subsidiary label or whatever through I believe Epic Records, but they all go and tour together, and like so the Shindellas are their background singers, but they also are on the forefront with their own music and whatnot. Awesome. And so the song that I chose from them is called Volcano Love, and
it was super interesting. I loved how it had like that, you know, it started out and it was very one thing, but then it had that kind of like break. Yeah. And then it just turned into a whole different song. And
it just like, it escalated into like something completely, like there was this whole like just the, or some people call it a reprise or reprise, however you want to look at it. But it was towards the end of the song and the whole beat just like switched, but it was still in the same vein. And it's just something
same, like soul of it, but like slightly.
And it made me think of back in the day, like back in the 70s and 60s, where they would just have straight up jam sessions and they would go on and on and on and on. And as a matter of fact, I was just listening to Beyonce. She's been having these little pop-up things called Club Renaissance to promote her album. And at the beginning of each one of these events, there's like a 10-minute track of her just talking about the creation of the album. And she talks about how a majority of the songs, or all the songs that we hear, like before we actually hear any Beyonce music, those tracks are usually, she said, 8 to 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's just a jam session where she adds all these different vocals and stuff, and then they cut it down. And so that's what this song made me think of. It made me think of back in the day where they would just let the track play and people would just sing, and like you didn't have auto-tune and stuff like you had to go in there and perform for that 10 minutes, and then they would, you know what I mean, narrow it down. So there's not much info on the song. Because they are a brand new group and they are independent. And so it was produced by Lois York, and it was written again by Claude Kelly and Chuck Harmony, and it was released September 12th, 2021. And yeah, so that is the Shindellas. You should definitely get their album. It's called Hits That Stick Like Grits.
I love that title.
And you know what? And it's so funny because I'm always sitting here talking about like, you know, the last time me and Kay had gotten together and I had bought them up, I kept talking about how there was this album cover that was just so dope, and it made me think of like old girl groups. And so I have to show her. I know.
My goodness. I'll put it up.
Yeah, we'll put it up. But look at.
Oh, that's awesome.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even they have another EP that came out in 2019.
Look at those outfits.
Do you see how they are very much like, this reminds me of Aretha Franklin's like Sparkle album cover. They're very much a retro modern group. That's the best way I like to put the Shindellas, is like a retro modern group, and every single one of them can sing. Like, and there's a line in the intro to their song, the intro to the album Hits That Stick Like Grits, and she was like, all the girls were like, why is nobody singing like the rent is due? And it's just like, they really mean that. You know what I mean? And it's just, they were absolutely incredible. So shout out to the Shindellas.
Yeah.
Y'all are everything. Shout out to Claude Kelly and Chuck Harmony for just being great artists and completely the sound of a generation. Like, they are literally unsung heroes from the last decade and a half of music. So, but yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was my choice. But girl, let's get into your choice.
Yeah, mine.
A little band.
Mine is just retro. So I picked Van Morrison's Brand New Day.
Yes.
There are a couple, I mean, you could literally pick any Van Morrison song and, you know, have a good ass time with it. But I really love this one because it's very, like, hopeful, you know? And I think sometimes you kind of need that in the winter, you know? I don't know about you, but I get sad, like, seasonal depression, you know? So,
feel that.
So yeah, so it definitely helps me to have something I can kind of like, okay, like there is sunshine that's going to come back, and we're going to see the spring again, and we're going to get those warm weather, because I am not a winter fan.
Right.
I grew up in the South.
Right.
Not it.
Right.
You know,
Right. I feel that.
Just not for me. I hate driving in snow. I'm such a grandma. I hate everything
She
about
said
it.
I'm such a grandma.
I really am. I hate everything about it. I'm so happy I work from home. But yeah, so this is off of the Moondance album, which of course everybody knows. And this is such a good, like, full album. We kind of talked about it in the reaction, but like, I was
gonna say, give me some memories about, because this album definitely, like, you could tell that you lived with this album, like really experienced it. So like, what memories do you have when you think of this album? Like the first thing that comes up.
Definitely just like riding in the car with my mom. For sure. And also just having that big stereo in the living room and like having that record on, you know.
Vinyl or CD?
Both.
Or cassette?
Vinyl or CD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really so much cassette, I don't think. But yeah, my mom definitely had a ton of records growing up. I used to love looking at all the album covers.
Yes, and the liner notes and everything.
Yeah.
That's how, we would dance.
Yeah.
Were you a cassette girl?
So
How did you feel about cassettes? Side note, I know we're going off, but
I had a ton because that was what you had, you know.
Right,
like, I think my first car had a tape player. I don't think I had a CD player until quite a few years in.
I still can remember to this day the very first cassette single that I ever bought.
Yeah? What was it?
That I ever got. And it was by a group called As Yet.
Okay.
And it was their cover of Hard for Me to Say I'm Sorry.
So the first tape I ever remembered getting.
Yes, that's the first one I got. Yes.
Was Madonna's Star. Was it Star? Lucky Star. Lucky Star.
Lucky Star.
I ever bought for myself?
Yes.
Nirvana.
Okay.
Mine.
You're gonna laugh. First one I ever bought, Deborah Cox, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. My little gay ass. How did you get here? I'm over here in the middle of coconuts. Oh, actually, I think it was strawberries. It was the coconuts and strawberries. I was in here over the corner like.
Yep.
A mess.
Yeah.
A mess.
Yeah. So, but that I remember I was only able to buy it because that's the cover with the baby, like the naked baby.
Yeah.
And there was a strategic sticker.
Yeah. Very strategic. Very strategic.
Because my parents probably wouldn't have let me buy it otherwise. Oh man.
That's like when my brother bought DMX's Flesh in My Flesh.
Yeah.
My mama bought that album in. My mom was like, the devil.
We weren't allowed to listen to rap or R&B stuff growing up. Yeah, we weren't allowed to watch TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. We were allowed to, but I mean, with guidelines.
Now, with my dad in the Navy and being away and my mom working and stuff, in the summer, did we watch MTV all day?
MTV Spring Break.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, all day long.
Oh, those were the days.
Yeah, I know. When they actually played music videos, but anyway, the Moondance album. So it's which is only his second album. Wow, I don't think I
really.
Okay. So it's described on the album as one of Morrison's classic compositions, along with Moondance, Caravan, Into the Mystic. I love so many, so good. It features improvisation on Jack Schroer's alto saxophone and a backing vocal trio. He first recorded the song in the summer of 1969 at Warner Publishing Studio, New York, with producer Louis Merenstein. It was re-recorded in sessions from September to November of the same year at A&R Recording Studios to be released on Moondance. He described his inspiration for the song. He says, it expressed a lot of hope. I was in Boston and having a hard job getting myself up spiritually. Then one day the song came on the FM station and it had this particular feeling and this particular groove, and it was totally fresh. It seemed to me like things were making sense. I didn't know who the hell the artist was. It turned out to be the band, which is such a great...
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I looked up at the sky and the sun started to shine, and all of a sudden the song just came through my head. I started to write it down right from When All the Dark Clouds Roll Away. The song on FM radio was either The Wait or I Shall Be Released, which are both great songs. I don't know, have you ever heard the band?
I don't think I'm trying to think.
We should, for one of our monthly music movies, they have a whole live.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
I would love to see that, yeah. I don't think I've ever known.
Yeah, so you probably know some of the songs but don't know,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yep.
So it's produced by Louis Merenstein and Van Morrison, written by Van Morrison. The backing vocals were Jackie Verdell, Judy Clay, and Cissy Houston. Cissy Houston.
Whitney Houston's mom.
Is it?
Yep. She used to be a hardcore background singer. I'm not even surprised. You know what's crazy? That's dope.
That's so cool.
Wait, I wonder, listen, I wonder if you click on her name if it says other people that she's sang background for.
I'm sure it will.
Look at, see, this is the definition of being music nerds.
Yeah.
Like, that, so that means anybody that so she sang backgrounds on all of these because she wasn't like a main.
Right.
Other than that Pink album, like those ones are hers, but she sang background for Whitney Houston, of course.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
She is one of the regular background singers for Aretha Franklin.
Oh, okay.
For decades.
Wow.
And actually Aretha's last album.
I was like,
yeah.
Sissy?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. I like the song even more now.
Yes.
That's cool. I did not know that.
I love that. I really want to listen to this album now. I know Moondance. I know the song, and I know we talked about it, but like, I love that.
His voice is so soothing, and he has such like control over it, and it's such a particular kind of type of voice, because he can use it in such different ways, because this is a more hopeful song, but then they have those, and Moondance is more playful. That's my it's a little more like kind of jazzy, bluesy kind of, but then he has some songs that are like Into the Mystic is so beautiful and like haunting, And
now, is Van Morrison still with us?
No.
Because I'm really intrigued by.
That's a very good question.
I've heard his name so many times. He's clearly very legendary.
Yeah.
And just listening to him.
Oh, he's from Ireland. Did I not know that?
Oh, I love that. I love me. Listen,
he is still with us. He was born August 31st, 1945. He unfortunately has lost 2 spouses over the course of the years.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, never mind. They were just married then. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought they were.
Spans 7 decades, it says. His career spans 7 decades.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's incredible.
It really is. He is just incredible.
7 decades. So that's the 20s, the 10s, the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s.
Yeah. Yeah,
that is absolutely legendary.
Yeah, it really is. That's so amazing. He's great. And if you guys ever get the chance to take a listen, it's so good. But definitely go watch the reaction too. Listen to the reaction, but that whole album is so good. It really is. Like I said, it like we were talking about, it's that warm hug. It's that just chill. It's the perfect one for like a background. Like if you're making dinner or something, throw it in the background.
Yes, or like if you I would listen to that album. I instantly think of when I heard the song and I heard his voice, it made me think of instantly listening to I'm not listening to it remind me of instantly playing card games or sitting at a table and just coloring or drawing or whatever the case may be. It's just one of those albums.
And
one of those sounds.
Yeah, and it's one of those, it can be the perfect background kind of thing, but it can also if you really listen to it, it's also so amazing. And
you just kind of go in and out. Oh
yeah.
That's what I love about music.
I know, me too. Ooh. Me too.
So when we were sitting here and we're talking about the section, we really kind of wanted to get into something that's a little bit more serious.
Yes. So a bit of a trigger warning here. We're going to talk about, so we record these ahead of time, and this week we unfortunately lost Twitch.
Yeah.
So a bit of a trigger warning. We are going to discuss depression and suicide. So, just if that is something you can't listen to, please stop right now, and we wish you all the love in the world.
Right. Or just, skip ahead.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But, long story short, we had seen, like the rest of you guys, on the news that Twitch, who was a dancer that first came out on So You Think You Can Dance.
I watched him on that. I watched this season. I watched him and Allison get you know.
Yeah, him and Allison, yeah. And he went from there to, you know, further down the road, becoming like everything. Yeah, so that's what I feel like people most know him for, is from the Ellen Show.
Yeah, definitely.
And in 2020, he ended up becoming an executive producer of it. And then obviously the show, excuse me, y'all, ended in 2022, this year in May. And, you know, unfortunately, he, you know, committed suicide. And there's so many, like, questions and so much speculation and all that stuff. And I think what it really comes down to is the simple fact, the thing that I've been seeing a lot is check on your friends.
Yeah.
Because everybody might seem like they're happy and smiling and all that.
He's the last person in the world I thought was even depressed.
Right. He literally, they just posted a video of him doing dance challenges with his wife the night before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's just...
It's such an insidious disease, like depression, because it's part of everything. And sometimes there are signs, you know, sometimes it is like it hits you and you can't do things and you just can't, you know. But then there are times when it's just that little bastard of a voice in the back of your head that just is like, yep, nope, that wasn't good.
Like, oh, it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have no idea why.
Yeah, and it just hits you. And I just want, I wanted to talk about it because it's something that has affected me my whole life, you know. There have been times that I've been in that place. There have been times that I have tried. There have been times that, you know, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Like,
everything happens,
you know,
for a reason.
Is my life perfect? No. Am I having such an amazing time though? Like, I never would have done this podcast. I never would have met you. I never would have, you know, had the experiences that I've had. And, you know, my nephews. And, like, you know,
your family,
my friends, you know, it's just, sometimes it's tough to think about living for yourself. And I'm not saying it's okay to live for somebody else, you know what I mean? But I think sometimes in that moment it helps to think about those other things in your life that are worth it, you know. Literally at one point, so sad, but like it was really hitting me in like the early 2000s, right around the time like the Lord of the Rings movies were coming out. And it was like before the second movie came out, and I literally was like, nope, I'm gonna stay alive to watch the second movie. But like something as simple as that, because
you're holding, it's like that's literally, like, I've heard, you know, so many, you know, my friends that are into like mental health, and, you know, or even heard from my own therapist and my own doctor, like, that sometimes a movie is what you need to hold on to. Sometimes it's a book. Sometimes it's an album. Okay. Sometimes
music is
you know what I mean? Like, it's just it could be a promotion. Like, it's just, there's always something, like, that's what you can always count on. Like, when you're at that lowest point, the thing that gets you is that your mind, it's so used to trying to stay at the bottom that these things, like, you don't realize that they're all around you. Like, things that will help you get out of that are things to hold on to put your energy into. It's like they're all around you, but your mind plays, you know, tricks on you, and it's trying to keep you, like depression, that's what it does. You know what I mean? It tries to keep you down there. But you have to always remember that, just think of whatever comes to you and gives you some sort of lightness or some sort of positivity. It doesn't matter what it is, just hold on to it. You know what I mean? I know that's why it's like, I feel like a lot of people say that parents specifically, you know, the ones that are able to overcome the feelings, a lot of them say that they think of their kids or their families and stuff like that. And
absolutely, now it would be my nephews for sure, you know?
And it's not to say that people who unfortunately do go on to the other side. Not to say that they didn't think about
no, and they're not like weak. They're not like it is an awful, horrible, awful disease, and it has affected them in every way. I mean,
especially after the pandemic.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's funny because I almost hate talking about it because I feel bad even saying this, but I kind of had a good pandemic, like, in ways, you know what I mean? Like mental health wise.
No, I feel that.
So I don't want to talk too much about that for my half anyway, but you know, because I know so many people had such a different experience. I was so privileged, so incredibly privileged for the way that for everything that kind of happened. You know what I mean? So but yeah, but oh my God, so many people lost their jobs and their livelihoods and just and you know, I live with a couple roommates, but people living alone, like they were alone, you know, I mean, it was really super tough, like not being able to see my family. I didn't see my family for like a year and a half, you know, but yeah, it was
a lot. It was a lot. And, you know, unfortunately, it's just sometimes that depression and any mental health, you know, disease, it can take over. And, you know,
definitely not just depression. Anxiety is I mean, there's so many. There's
so many. I know for me personally, like I suffer from GAD, general anxiety disorder, and it can be very debilitating, you know, especially when you're going through your own personal struggles or, you know, you're going through stuff, and sometimes, you know, it's the people that you want to call on for help. Sometimes those people can be adding to what you're going through, you know what I mean? And it really does become hard, you know what I mean? Like, how do you go through that? And, you know, that's when the idea of really checking up on your friends, that's where it comes into play, because sometimes that person doesn't have the wherewithal to even reach out for help. You know what I mean? Or it could be where it's like, you know, like I was saying, like subconsciously you could be adding to it and you don't even know it. Do you know what I mean? And like reaching out though, it could show, like, regardless if you're adding to it, regardless if they feel whatever it is, they know that you care. And that is something, again, going back to that idea of holding on to something, having that one little piece of light, like just holding on to it to help you get through, even if it's just one person reaching out, like that can do that, and you can be that for somebody. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So
that's like, I think that's my goal in life, is to not like save people, because I'm not, you know, I'm nobody special. I'm nobody special. But
don't say that. We are, every single one of us are special.
Well, okay, but I mean, I'm not like some. I don't know. Anyway, but like if I could like help someone. So there's this anime that I really love. It's a manga and an anime called Fruits Basket. And the main character's name is Toru Honda. And she is just one of those people who like unknowingly helps everyone around her. You know what I mean? And is just like very understanding of everything and just very like that light in everyone's life. And like that is my goal in life, to be that character. You know what I mean? And there's so much, but I love too, because they do show that she struggles with like feeling like feeling like inadequate, feeling like this and that and whatever, you know. But yeah, I love that anyway.
It's like you just want to be light. That's it. It's just, you just want to be light. Like, and I think that's the best way to put it. It's like, you just want to be light. Like, you just want to be, light can be happiness. Light can be understanding. Light can be that one phone call. Light can be the person that makes you laugh. It's just, you want to be light. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be like happy. Like, it's not like I want that, but I just want to be like, I don't know, someone that people can reach out to, you know? It's like that embrace. Yeah. Like that warm embrace. And that's what I love about this podcast so much. It's like, we start, like, we're talking to people, like, you know, there are some people that are coming back to different videos, and you get to kind of know them a little bit better. You get to joke around with them, and you get to know, like, what sort of stuff they like, and what music they like, and, like, come on, that's the coolest thing in the world. Yeah. And like, they could live in, like, anywhere, and I don't know where they live, you know? And, like, and I think that's the most important thing of why we even decided to do this is why music is so powerful, because it really connects so many people so you don't feel alone. And like, you know, in instances sometimes, you know, you need a little bit more, you know what I mean? And that's where, you know, you have your people that are the light, you know what I mean, or the things that are the light. And you know, that's why I agree, I love this podcast and I love music, because it lets us be a light into you guys' lives, and you guys are lights into our lives.
Oh, absolutely. Like, just like knowing that someone has like listened to something we've said is crazy to me still.
It's like you could be working, you could be worrying about something else, you might have other issues or problems or whatever, and it's like you took time out to listen to us. Like, that's dope.
That's so cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes,
that's
and
so
thank
amazing.
you. Yeah, for real. Like, thank you for being a light to us. Like, for real, because
it really does. It makes my day when it's like you have a new subscriber, you have a new comment, or and so that's why I try and, like, you know, respond to everything as much as I can. And, you know,
I was gonna say my one wish for the new year for everybody is that, you know, after listening to this and after watching this, like, I would love to see, you know, people just, you know, reach out to somebody they haven't talked to in forever. Or maybe, like, you know, post and support, you know, one of your friends' businesses or something like that. Or, you know, just...
I know, that's a super easy thing that you can do. If you see someone who has, like, a business, just hit share. You don't have to write anything. You know?
Or just, like, you know, just do it's just give back somehow too, and not give back as in like, oh, you got to go donate this and that. No, give back in ways that are even more detrimental than just what money can do, like a phone call, a tweet, a text, or whatever. I don't think you mean
detrimental. I think you mean more like important, more detrimental is like bad.
No, I mean, I would say not detrimental. Do something that's not so.
That means more.
That means more. That means more. Yeah, not detrimental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't graduate from Penn State or anything this year. It's fine. It's totally fine.
In English, it's fine.
No, it's fine. It wasn't. I can't spell anything I can't eat, so don't even worry about it. I don't know why I said it.
No. I totally no.
I forgot what movie that was from. Like, girl, I don't say nothing I can't spell. Like, I can't. I don't spell nothing I can't eat.
Yeah, I'm a type A, so I know how to spell, because I'm a little uptight. So.
Well.
Yep.
Bitch. Sorry.
Which is spelled Light.
Why we do this? Period. See what we talking about? Being a light and somebody's like this, laughter.
Yeah.
Do this with somebody that you care about.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Do it with us. Come find us. Leave us comments. We want to hear everything.
I'm saying I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? We here for it, and we appreciate all the love and support that you guys give us.
We absolutely do. It has been so amazing. Such a fun year. Like, you know,
it's been a year of learning.
That's for sure. I've definitely, there's been a lot of learning this year. But it has not been a perfect year in any way, shape, or form.
But we made it.
But this podcast has been such a light.
Yes.
So
I'm here for it.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, let us know what your
favorite winter day song is.
Exactly.
You know, and we just want to send all the love and prayers to Twitch and his whole family, kids, everybody that is just impacted by such a great loss. So
he really was he just seemed like such a great man. So, it's just so sad.
It is. But just make sure you just spread love. And
check in, spread some love, spread some light.
Be what you want to see in the world.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Point blank, period.
We love you guys so much.
Love you guys.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.